Hi, I'm Daniel, and this will start a new series on my channel titled Legospective. Lego toy brand has existed for a long while, and eventually got the brick designs for large uphill to build. Okay, I'm going to assume you know what Lego is. No point in giving such a large explanation. So, my channel isn't about toys but media, and this series will be discussing the many movies and shows relating to Lego. For the first phase, I will go over a series of movies by Warner Bros. Animation. I had opinions on them, but didn't want to take up 4 shots to review analysis videos. I couldn't just combine the franchise like they did with Toy Story, Hot Transylvania, and the SpongeBob movies. Made this into the title Legospective, combining the words Lego and retrospective. Where we'll review Lego properties, including one particular show later. Anyway, this video will have spoilers for Lego movie, so watch the movie first if you somehow haven't. The Lego movie released back in 2014, and before the release, the idea was faced with skepticism. Or it looked like a toy commercial. At the time, I was too young to think about this and just thought the Lego movie that might as well be a thing. The response this movie ended up getting was universally positive as a surprise hit. This movie was seen to be funny, with a good story as well. The directors are Phil Lord and Chris Miller, who later went to direct Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Honestly, the Lego movie is better than Spider-Verse at Hammer stylish animation, with a story that matches it. I should specify Spider-Verse is still a great film, but it is overrated. But we have to get into what makes the Lego movie so special. The movie begins with Emma living a very conformed life in an authoritarian city. It's not just you can't criticize government, but everyone blends together. The instructions are a Lego thing to explain how to build, but here it's used as a compulsive life plan. Everyone buys overpriced coffee, watches the same show, and listens to Everything is Awesome. It was supposed to be a fun sum of possibilities, but turned into a way of propaganda for the status quo. It gets made even more interesting by the second movie, but we're not there yet. President Visner runs it all from behind the scenes. The Lego movie started a new studio for Warner Bros. Animation, which currently is confused with what it wants to be. Anyway, I've noticed a common theme with their movies is conformity versus individuality, and look at both. We already made a video discussing Smallfoot, but that also has a conformed person face the world truth, with differences in how it ends up. Emmett finds the piece of resistance and has the urge to touch it by fate, or was it? I'll go over the chosen one idea later in this video. Now, the piece is stuck in his back and he's being interrogated by bad cop, good cop. This movie has many great uses of Lego toys, but the double-sided head has to be my favourite. It's appearing the trope of there being a good cop and a bad cop, what makes them the same. Something interesting is that good cop only appears in 2 scenes before being rubbed out, but is still memorable as the right-hand man. Go a bit later in the movie, your business needs bad cop to die, killing is just business. This makes bad cop choose to be good and draw a happy face, which is a great moment for his character. Lego movie managed to have side characters be as great as the main ones. Back to the scene, bad cop shows Emmett's friends, saying he's no one. The scene is sad despite only knowing Emmett for a couple minutes. That is great writing. This sort of like a cover story, so Emmett is almost killed for the piece of resistance. To Wildstar is introduced. I will call you Dan instead of a real name because it's easier to say. Here's another character trope, being the action warrior to contrast Emmett. The chase scene is funny for thinking Emmett is doing things on purpose. The Lego doesn't last longer than it should. Wildstar is a great second main character for having an arc too. He wanted to be this special and thought that people like Emmett were just behind followers, but changed their mind towards the finale. For the romance, it's there and a bit forced. It is definitely one of the more flawed parts of this movie, however, there's parts that I can both individually and complexity in characters. Another thing is that this movie has multiple locations that are all well designed. The Old West where we meet Vitruvius and her another great chase scene. Then there's Cal Cuckoo a colourful place where we meet the more side characters who still have their moments and help represent the toy brand. Batman is there to be the franchise character, because y'all what Legos come to be are tie-in sets. This movie could only use one of Brothers characters. But the one here with most screen time is Batman. It doesn't feel like an ad, because the writer keep having fun with him now just doing it because. He's more into the dark and edgy side. He has a song and it's just darkness, no parents. You could make a spin-off movie out of this. And he represents the more old generic spaceman Lego figure, but his helmet has a chip that gives a nice touch to him. It's accessible in the spaceships. It's one note, but Sequin points this out. The movie is aware how to use a one note character, making Benny funny during his scenes. Indicating he's meant to be a non-human or non-human proportion figure who is full of possibility. The twist where she changes colour depending on emotion, with her angry side. This gimmick isn't overdone, and she could be a good character without that. Little Beard is the arrangement of past type Lego toy. His pirate crew once tried the mission and only left with his head and vital organs. That joke is so well timed for how his one shot with a ship comes back. He was the person to doubt Emmett before knowing he wasn't a master builder. Emmett's speech sounds bad, but Akira's about to get better. But Emmett was shocked to kill Kukuyand. Everyone except the main seven are captured. As the yard desperation felt. Submarine escape, Emmett built a double couch idea from earlier that happens to save them. This whole movie is very well edited. Odd business starts explaining the problems with double couch while it cuts them being saved by it. Showing the perceived notion was wrong. Tobia comes back and finally sees more in Emmett with her idea that surprise he had its use. Message for this movie is that great idea can come from many places. Mostly associated with out-of-the-box randomness, but the idea can come from anywhere. Double Decker Couch was made for way of productivity had multiple people over, and ended up working. Interesting how the movie says you shouldn't gatekeep creativity or an idea. Emmett suggests they do the last thing expected, to follow the instructions. The movie looks at both sides in a brilliant way. All the separate ideas stop them work together, and instructions can be used in a great way to plan. The problem is the conformity, not the instructions themselves. Blueprints are even made from prison master builders, suggesting that capitalism may be built on unwilling individuals. Plan is to go in a duplicate spaceship for the skies, but they need a hyperdrive to build it, leading to a scene that shouldn't work. A Star Wars reference is abrupt and interrupts the natural flow, but it's a good fake out. For a moment, you think Batman might leave and this might be a way of writing him out, but only to reveal this is his plan. When we get them trying the plan, very often scenes. They get close to working, it all fails and everyone comes close to their doom. Trevius is the mentor character of the film, and he reveals he made it off the special. He dies before he could explain, but comes back as a ghost. The character is similar to Master Uwe from Kung Fu Panda, which is a similar movie. The main character is new and doubted by the others, and the prophecy wasn't what it thought. That film was amazing in its own right, for having the villain not accepting the truth, but I prefer how the Lego movie executes this story. Also, the Lego movie has way better side characters. At first glance, this film looked like a generic story of Chosen One and Hero's Journey, but there's more to think of. Prometheus may have made up the prophecy. Was it fate that Emmett was picked? Way, Emmett has to sacrifice himself to disconnect the execution, and it stops at the last moment. Taco Tuesday starts as a way to control everyone with the Craggle. Even the movie Bad Cop says it will happen in 3 days, but this does not seem like it was 3 days. Maybe he just rounded off to 3. Firestar takes a stand by ending Wear My Pants. This movie has great comedic timing, with how she says found your pants show over. Still a better ending than Interest show with bad ending here. Firestar has her speech on how to fight back, and we get your revolution battle. It's a fun scene, but more importantly, it cuts to Emmett falling into the abyss. Straight into the film's reveal. This takes place in a play set by a child playing. Man upstairs is the kid's father, who doesn't see it as a toy set. He wants to keep it the same and put everything back, but the child, Finn, sends Emmett back with a piece of assistance. Emmett confronting business is a metaphor for the father and son. Man upstairs sees this whole world created and asks what the construction workers say to your business. Emmett's secret weapon is his hand, with him reaching out and saying you don't have to be the bad guy. The scene manages to tone down the comedy for a serious and emotional speech where Emmett talks about what people are doing. Using something old to make something new, everyone could be the special. Resident Business has a redemption arc, and they unite, just as the human characters do simultaneously. Normally this whole thing being a metaphor could pull down the rest of the movie. However, Emmett and the others still feel as real as they did for the rest of the movie. This is just a way of telling a story. I think the only film that managed to do something on this level is Inside Out. And if I'm saying something's on the level Inside Out, it's a good thing. The Lego movie is in many ways childlike, but has a more older perspective to it. Like it's a memory of the past. Imagine a movie having a large age range. It works on both surface level look and deeper equally. And this happened with Craggle being undone, and the father playing together with his son, and the tears for a sequel, but we're not there yet. Even 8 years later, this movie is still amazing and should be seen as a masterpiece that it is. Everything in this movie is, should I finish this sentence? Comedy is very well timed. One of my favourite examples in the Old West, where Emma goes in a place making a scene saying that I'm a cowboy. And Wildstar takes him out and tries to explain it to him, while only can one continuous shot. Voice actors all do a great job, even ones that are very liked. So much effort and care put towards this, despite how moving the title seems yes so. Animation is Lego themed. Unlike the other Lego CG, everything is Lego, even the water. There's an effect done to make this look stop motion. I don't know about animation and know how. It's looked good in action scenes, and showing the analytical point of view of master builders. Drop is effect for 8 Lego movies, which are a bit underwhelming but understandable. It's only essential for the first movie that embraces the style of Lego. Brilliant cinematography, lighting, and a lot of hidden details. Metal Beer says the fight pirate reels. I used to go back and pause it to read. It's also a common way of storytelling, but when something's being listed in some way, it looks like that instructions video. So instead of being called not very editor, it is a style. This movie shouldn't be so close to perfect. There's very few problems, and while it does right, it does extraordinarily. It should be known that I Big Hero 6 is one of my favourite movies, but Best Animated Feature here should have gone to the Lego Movie. That wasn't even nominated. It's a creative masterpiece that deserves all the praise I just gave it. In conclusion, this video started off my discussion of Lego properties, and there's more to come in this series. Next, I will go over the next movies. I hope you enjoyed because there was a lot to analyze for this film, which is very complex. I wanted to start the series sooner, but we didn't want this to overlap with another retrospective Big Hero 6 series that you should watch if you're interested in the concept. It was a 55-minute video that I spent your time on. Also, consider pressing subscribe for more of these animated movies and shows on this channel. I recently hit 300 subscribers, so thanks for that. The end.